Hi, Dara. It's Robin again. I just wanted to go through the email that you sent me. This is your second email that you send out to your group after they have downloaded your PDF. So here we go. I'm just going to go through it. I haven't read it at all, so we're doing this live and in person. Okay, so this looks like it's the same photo, which is okay. I kind of get what you're trying to do, but I would probably switch this up if you could. Just put a different photo in there so they get to know you a little bit better. Maybe it's something with your girls, or maybe it's just you. It can just be a selfie. It can be simple. Just do something that's a little different so that they don't think they're reading the same email again. Okay, hi, Elaine. You can leave the dash, but typically I would do a comma. The dashes to me are kind of a little harsher, and you're trying to project yourself, I think, as a little softer when you want to approach and talk to your clients. So if you celebrated Thanksgiving a few weeks ago, I hope it was filled with love and gratitude. Okay, so if this is an email series, make sure that you keep anything, obviously, that's timely out of it. So I would remove that so that you're not having to worry every time people download or you send off or you create an email series that you have to change things. But if this is specifically around Thanksgiving, if your content that they downloaded was about the holidays, then that's fine. But otherwise, I would just change this altogether. I wouldn't even make it seasonal because you don't want to have to worry about it, especially if it's an evergreen product that they're going to be downloading. And it's always, as far as if your product isn't timely, then I wouldn't have your emails be timely, if that makes sense. So in either way, you can just have a little welcome sentence. And if you want to send that back to me once you edit that, that's fine. And then speaking of gratefulness. Okay, so maybe your opening statement is something about being grateful. My family and I have a dinner time ritual that I could not love more. Okay, so this would be a period, not a colon. Or it can be a period, not a colon. On nights when we all eat together, before we dig into our meal, we go around the table and each of us shares at least one thing we are feeling grateful for on that particular day. Okay, again, like in the last email, I'm just going to break this up as I go through it. For some reason, my screen's acting funny this time. I'm going to break that up just so you don't have all of your paragraphs and sentences running together. Like I said, most people skim, so you really want to keep it short and simple as far as each paragraph. It can be anything in the world. Tablecloths, sunshine, sunshine, friends, each other. To have food on our table, anything at all. And I would just break it up again. It's just all about recognizing and expressing gratefulness. We started doing this when the girls were about 6 and 7 years old, respectively, which means this ritual has been in place for well over a decade now. And yet, in all of that time, none of us has ever shared something we are grateful for about ourselves. Oh, wow. Wow, that's really interesting. It's always other things, never, ever ourselves. How sad is that? So the other night, I asked that we switch things up a bit and share at least one thing that we are grateful for when it comes to ourselves. And it was amazing to hear what everyone shared, especially our kids. This made me want to cry. I even surprised myself when it came to how easy it was for me to think of what I wanted to share. Here's what my crew said. I don't know if I can get through this. I never expected to be choked up on an edit. Okay. Lucy. And then again, I would, if it's Lucy, this is what she said, right? I'd probably do it like that as opposed to a dash. I'm grateful that I'm cool. Not surprising for a 17-year-old to say. And that I care so much about the world. That is so cool. That's great. And then you know what? Maybe stick a picture of the kids, or maybe a picture of dinner time table, or when you're sitting around the table, maybe that's what this photo could be. So that's the thought as far as the visual for this email. Sarah, I'm grateful for my resilience. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Hold on. Perhaps not surprisingly, I teared up a bit when she said that. Brendan, husband. I would probably put my husband just because you want to be as personable as you can in these emails. And then you can get rid of the dash. I'm grateful for my persistence and my ability to learn from my daughters how to express my emotions. He grew up in a house full of boys where an expression of love was a punch in the arm. That's awesome. You might even want to I don't know. I'll have to think about this, but you might want to do this just so they can see, because then they'll be like, what is she doing down here? Let's say they don't read and they skim. This might give them a reason to actually read through because they're going to wonder what this is. Me. I am deeply grateful for my heart, for its seemingly endless capacity to care so deeply about helping people. Okay. I'm also super grateful to my back for hanging in there at 54 years old and letting me continue my beloved hobby of running very slowly. And then I would say, albeit. I would add albeit in here. Oh, that's weird. Let me see what's going on there. I'm going to start in the middle here. I think my computer's, it's getting choked up too. All right. No, oh wow, that's crazy. Something's going on here. I don't know if you have some kind of coding in here. Here we go. See if that'll work now. Sorry about this. Taking a little bit longer than planned. Albeit very slowly. Yeah, I think keeping these in bold just kind of might give them a reason to scan and keep reading. Want to give it a try, Elaine? Oh, that's good that you pulled her name back in. It obviously doesn't have to be a dinner time ritual nor a regular thing at all. It also doesn't have to involve your family. Do it with new friends or other relatives, whatever works for you. Really, really good how you gave them other options. But please try it. Like me, I think you will be amazed by how good it feels to appreciate yourself and to hear others appreciating themselves as well. I think we all need to spend more time and give ourselves and each other permission to be grateful to and for ourselves. And then, yes, you were right to bold that. And I think it's don't do you agree? I think it's don't you agree? I think you should say don't you agree? Or no, do you agree? Let's make that an actual question because they might come back and give you another answer. I would love to know what you shared and how it felt to do it. Thinking of you, Dara. Okay, cool. And then again, I would just spread this out, thinking of you, Dara. That's great. I'm trying to read back through. I like your purple. You might want to take any of the bolds and make them purple. I'm not going to take the time to do that on this edit. Yeah, so I just kind of spread it out a bit. I think this is really good. I know in the last time we talked, you want to keep them going. So I would almost always add like a PS down here. PS, check out my new blah, 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 or something like that. Just so, or my latest blog, or something. You don't want to make it a sales pitch, or even maybe a quote. You could have a quote down here. But really, my idea of it was at first was to get them to go to your website or go somewhere to your Facebook page, anything like that. So anything that you could add that would be a link to somewhere, because otherwise, either that or because you might not get responses because they're going to go off and do this first. And it'll be hard for them to do anything from this email necessarily. They'll have to come back to it later if they actually do this ritual and then want to tell you about it. Maybe you put in here, share your stories on your Facebook group. If you create, I'm not sure I haven't even looked to see if you have a Facebook group. But start a Facebook page for your business for sure if you don't have one already, and I can help you with that if you need that. But start a Facebook page for your business and then have them share their story there. So then you could create a link, even put it right here. And instead of, I would love to know what you shared, you can say, we would love to know what you shared. Share it on my Facebook page, or my business page, or my Facebook page, and you would just have a link right there. So that would be my 2 cents for advice, right, for this email. Sorry, I was a little choked up. This was a good one. I think you got the right reaction. I think you're going to get the reaction that you want. Hopefully, you'll get some good responses, and people will really start to connect with you once they read this email. So that's it for now. Talk to you later.